Moving on to debate number 2. A comment made in 2011 has come back to haunt actor Ranbir Kapoor, and the timing could not have been worse. The Bollywood star, along with Alia Bhatt and the director of their upcoming movie Brahmastra, Ayan Mukherjee, were headed to Mahakal temple in Ujjain ahead of the movie's release to seek Lord Shiva's blessings. However, their plans did not come to fruition, as they were forced to return in the face of vociferous protests outside the temple. Before we tell you what was it that raised the hackles of right-wing groups, here is what the couple posted while en route.
Hello, we are back once again with some more information. Firstly, we are on our way to
Ujjain,
Mahakal temple, which I'm very excited about right on the eve of our release. I'm very happy we found the time to go.
Ayan went before the motion poster launch. We are going right now before the film launch, so we're very excited. Lots of good energies our way, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Well, their plans never materialized fully. Hours ahead of the visit, protests broke out in front of the Mahakal temple. Members of Bajrang Dal opposed Ranbir visiting the temple, carrying banners that said that they won't allow a beef eater into the temple without an apology.
हम यहाँ पर काले झंडे दिखाने आए, हमने उसके अलावा हम बड़े शांतिप्रिय तरीके से अपना विरोध कर रहे हैं। हमने सिर्फ काले झंडे दिखाने यहाँ पर आए थे। पुलिस की इस कार्रवाई का कड़ा विरोध किया जाएगा। हमारे कार्यकर्ता के साथ पुलिस ने मारपीट करी है और उसको अंदर लेकर गए। प्राथमिकता से प्रथम हमारा जो आग्रह है, पहले तो यह है कि हम रणबीर कपूर जा रहा है उसका विरोध करेंगे, उसके बाद जाके जो इन्होंने हमारे कार्यकर्ता के साथ मारपीट करी है उसका हम विरोध करेंगे।
गौ माता का जो अपमान करते हैं उनको तो कतई बर्दाश्त नहीं किया जाएगा। कहीं भी हो, चाहे महाकाल मंदिर या अन्य धार्मिक स्थल पर, कहीं भी उनको प्रवेश नहीं दिया जाएगा। जो गाय का मांस खाते हैं वो बाबा महाकाल के मंदिर में कैसे आएंगे? सार्वजनिक रूप से नहीं कहना चाहिए। आप व्यक्तिगत रूप से कुछ भी करो, वो आपका व्यक्तिगत विषय है, लेकिन सार्वजनिक रूप से उन्होंने बात करके पूरे सनातन धर्म की जो है मखौल उड़ाया है, ये गलत है।
And in case you were wondering when was this comment made, it was 11 years ago during promotions of Ranbir's movie Rockstar, where while mentioning Peshawari influence on his family's food habits, he said that he loved to eat beef as well as mutton. Now the debate is whether or not there are any restrictions on entry of faithfuls in the temple based on their food habits. Here is what the priest of the Mahakaleshwar Mandir had to say.
ये बताइए, ये मैं अपनी तरफ से जानना चाहती हूँ कि ऐसा कोई रूल या ऐसा कुछ लिखित में है कि कोई भी गौ मांस खाने वाले को अंदर एंट्री नहीं दी जाएगी? क्योंकि बहुत सारे मंदिरों में कपड़ों को लेके या लोगों के पहनावे को लेके कई रूल्स एस्टैब्लिश्ड हैं। तो यहाँ की अगर बात की जाए तो ऐसा कुछ है कि लोगों को फॉलो करना है?
नहीं, देखिए, गौ मांस खाने वाला खाए, उसमें कोई एक आपत्ति तो कर नहीं सकता, लेकिन जो गौ मांस के विषय में जो इस प्रकार के प्रश्न करके सारे देश के सनातन धर्म को ललकारा जाए, वो गलत था उनका तरीका। लेकिन अब कोई क्या चोरी चुपके खाते हैं, होटलों में जाके खाते हैं, उसके लिए कौन विरोध कर रहा है? लेकिन वो कह रहे हैं कि हम गौ मांस खाते हैं, तो ये गलत तरीका था और उसी के कारण सनातन धर्म को ठेस पहुंची और बजरंग दल पूरे देश में इस प्रकार के सनातन धर्म के लिए लड़ता है, तो उन्होंने उसका विरोध किया।
The Home Minister of Madhya Pradesh has clarified that there was no restriction on visiting the temple on part of the state. In fact, all arrangements had been made for the visit. Listen.
दर्शन के लिए कोई रोक नहीं थी। उनके साथ के लोग सभी, आयान मुखर्जी से लेके बाकी लोग सबने दर्शन किए। वहाँ पूरी व्यवस्था थी, व्यवस्था की गई थी। इनसे भी आग्रह किया गया था कि ये चलें। मेरी वहां के प्रशासन से बात हुई और जैसा मुझे प्रशासन ने बताया कि बोले हमने आग्रह किया, वो नहीं गए प्रदर्शन को दृष्टिगत रखते हुए। और ऐसा शाब्दिक शब्द का प्रयोग भी जो कलाकार हैं उन्हें नहीं करना चाहिए जिससे लोगों की भावना आहत हो।
All right, let's open this up and let's go across to our guests. We're joined by Shriraj Nair, national spokesperson of the VHP. We have Mithun Vijay Kumar with us, author and activist. Kamru Zaman Chaudhary and Dr. Ranganathan continue to be with us on the broadcast. Good evening to all of you. Shriraj Nair, the state made all the arrangements. The state never stopped the couple or Ayan Mukherjee from entering the temple. Neither did the temple authorities. So on what basis was the Bajrang Dal protesting against them? On what basis were the Bajrang Dal members saying we won't allow them to enter the temple and seek blessings of the Lord, when neither the state nor the temple authorities objected? So on what basis was Bajrang Dal protesting?
Well, first of all, you heard what the Honorable Home Minister of Madhya Pradesh said, that nobody stopped him. In fact, they themselves withdrew from seeking darshan. And the other part is the way Ranbir Singh had a democratic right of freedom of speech, the way he ridiculed that he eats beef.
It's not Ranbir Singh,
The
it's
similar
Ranbir
way,
Kapoor,
there is,
two different actors.
in democracy, there is a right to protest also. So the protesters protested. So what is wrong in that?
No, but saying that he will not be allowed to enter the temple, Gaumas khane wale ko temple mein nahi jaane denge. I'm asking the reason behind that. Temple authorities never objected. The temple authorities have no such guidelines. The state has set no such guidelines.
See, over the years, there is a big anger amongst Hindus, the way a section of film industry has been ridiculing and mocking the Hindu Dharma, the saints, our way of worship. People like Mahesh Bhatt and Javed Akhtar giving interviews to channels like Al Jazeera and mocking the Honorable Prime Minister, calling him a fascist. The actors, some actors going to Tukde gang,
what does that have to do with Ranbir Kapoor? Aren't you?
So all these things, there is a big
aren't
anger.
you mixing up issues? What does that have to do with Ranbir Kapoor?
Understand that what kind of has he got the guts to say that he enjoys pork? Let him have the guts that last night he enjoyed pork. Let him tell. See, he selectively, they cannot bash and mock and ridicule Hinduism, Hindu Dharma. Let us be very clear. So there is anger.
Even
so
if
he should
he's
seek an apology. The Hindus have a large heart, they'll forget. And
No, sir. Shriraj Nair, that is not my question. If you have a large heart, if you're going to forgive him or not, if he's seeking apology, that's not my question. My question was about, are there such guidelines that the temple authorities have set or the state government has set? Dr. Ranganathan, now this has sparked a massive debate and there are various reactions coming in from across the country. Some devotees even also said कि आप चुपचाप खाते हैं तो खाइए. Why are you saying it out publicly? Why are you hurting sentiments of people by saying it out loud? One, it has also sparked the debate of freedom of choice.
Right.
Yeah, Swati, can I?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Swati. Let me deal with this. This is a wonderful debate and I hope I won't be interrupted. It'll just take a couple of minutes, maybe a little bit more than that, because as I see it, there are three issues to this and a couple of them are philosophical in nature. So please allow me to elaborate. Number one, Swati, Hinduism has survived more than 5 millennia because it imbibes the scientific virtues of diversity, empathy, independent thought and reform. In Hinduism, religion is an offshoot of the way of life. While as Abrahamic religions or ideologies, way of life is an offshoot of religion. It follows that the former is less shackled by rigidity or by rules and diktats and is more mutatable, celebrating diversity of its followers. As always, the source, the fountainhead, dictates the mutability and eagerness to change. In Hinduism, there are sects that promote and celebrate atheism, Charvaks. There are sects that reject Vedas altogether, Lingayats. How gloriously ironical is that? Rejecting your foundational holy scriptures and yet being proud Hindus. Can this happen in any other religion? Hinduism is an all-accepting, all-celebrating, all-questioning idea. It is owned by a billion people and yet no one owns it. You can eat or drink what you want. There is no compulsion. Number two, I, Swati, am a vegetarian. But for me, all animals are the same. You can't love one and eat another also. Millions of devout Hindus from Kashmir to Kerala eat beef, have done so for ages. Kangana Ranaut eats beef, declared this herself, but no one objects to her visiting temples. Thousands of beef-eating foreigners routinely visit this same temple. There is no objection, there is no rule. The BJP opposes cow slaughter, but allows it in BJP-ruled Northeast states. And as for those saying Hindus never ate beef, let me quote something, quote, there was a time in this very India when, without eating beef, no Brahmin could remain a Brahmin. You read in the Vedas how, when a king or a great man came into a house, the best bullock was killed. And whose words are these? Swami Vivekananda. 3. Even though I am not for a beef ban, we have to decide, do we go by rhetoric or science? Politics or facts? The world over, Swati, there is intense scientific debate on the harmful effects of beef production and consumption. The prestigious journal PNAS reported recently that beef production requires 12, 11 and 6 times more land, water and nitrogen respectively than the average of all other livestock. Beef contributes 41% to all emissions resulting from animal agriculture. That is the same amount as all emissions resulting from India. Beef agriculture produces methane, a gas 30 times more potent than carbon dioxide in trapping heat. The government of the world's second largest beef consuming nation, Argentina, recently turned vegan. Plant-based burgers are replacing beef burgers. The writing is on the wall. Stop gambling with nature. Turn vegan, not last vegan. Finally, 30 seconds. For all those who brand anyone asking for a beef ban a fascist Sanghi, let me quote someone now. Quote, Mother cow is in many ways better than the mother who gave us birth. Cow slaughter and manslaughter are, in my opinion, the two sides of the same coin. Who said these words? Mahatma Gandhi. Jao unko troll karo.
Mr. Vijay Kumar, is this hangama unwarranted?
See, first of all, I would like to ask Mr. Anand Ranganathan how he came to know that Kangana Ranaut eats beef. I don't see that she has made a public statement that she eats beef or something. Anyway, coming to the Ranbir issue, when Ranbir Kapoor was promoting his film...
let me answer this straight away, Mithunji, just 10 seconds. Kangana Ranaut tweeted it herself that she eats beef. Somebody objected, but took it to court. The Punjab High Court. The Punjab High Court dismissed the petition. So what I'm saying is a fact, sir.
The only thing is she doesn't market about eating beef for the promotion of her movies. And when Ranbir Kapoor was promoting his film Rockstar, come on, let me finish. When Ranbir Kapoor was promoting his film Rockstar, he said that he loved eating beef. Now when he's promoting Brahmastra, he wants to visit the Mahakal temple and do some perform some rituals over there, which is kind of an appeasement that he believes that, okay, appeasing a particular section of the society might help him in his movie promotions. Is that what he believes? I think so, because that's what he's exactly doing, right? Because when Rockstar was released, he said that he made a beef statement. Now he's visiting the temples for the appeasement.
But Rockstar
and I don't think that the protest was...
had, I believe, nothing to do with beef. One. Two, are there guidelines? Are there guidelines to how a movie should be promoted? Whether these actors can visit the temple or not? Do we have such guidelines?
Now, let me ask you, on an ideological level, I think the left liberals would have liked the movie more. Maybe that was the reason, the best logic I could apply to that. And coming back to the question, right? The protest was actually a very peaceful protest. They only raised flags and placards. What was wrong with that? Protest is a fundamental right guaranteed to people of this country under Article 19, 1.
Absolutely.
It guarantees the right.
That does not give you the right to question.
He had made a statement.
That does not give anybody the right to question the kind of food that the other person eats. That does not give anybody the right to question the kind of food that the other person eats. That other person also enjoys equal rights.
No, he could have gone live and said that I'm eating beef and promoting Brahmastra. He could have said that. No issues with that.
But that statement, the statement that you are talking about was made in 2011. It was a different movie altogether. He was talking about his family's roots. He is talking about his family roots and the Peshawari influence on the food habits of the family. That's when the statement came. He wasn't. No, one second. No, one second. No, Mr. Vijay Kumar, that statement was made in 2011. That video went viral now, and that's why his entry into the temple was objected.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. The video that went viral now, which was shot maybe 10 years back, it's because it is hurting the sentiments of people who actually believe in a temple culture. The temple.
Okay, so are you saying that? Are you saying in that case? Are you saying that people in the northeast who eat beef are hurting the sentiments of the entire country? Tomorrow there'll be a protest to stop people from northeast and all those states who consume beef also to. One second, Mr. Vijay Kumar. One second. Let me just ask you this question and bring in Kamruzaman Chaudhary also. He hasn't spoken at all. So does that mean that tomorrow people who eat beef are going to be stopped from entering the temples? Kamruzaman Chaudhary?
Yeah, Swati, basically I want to bring a different dimension to this entire debate today. You know, this is an organized effort by this attention-seeking, or rather I will tell them idiots, to discredit
let's not resort to that.
No, these people, they deserve to be called by their language. It's below the belt. I repeat, you need to...
There is no need to use any such word for anybody, no such remarks. Please speak on the topic, Kamruzaman Chaudhary. You know, time waste ho jata hai, sir. Please speak on the topic.
M.F. Hussain from the country because he hurt the religious sentiments of these people, then why don't you go and protest against the British for their acts in 1857 when they used the pig and the cow, the fat to grease the bullets?
Portrayed like the way
Shriraj Nair.
they will give that.
Shriraj Nair,
Understand, Kamarul.
Now the basic point, coming to the basic point
No,
that I was
Shriraj Nair wants to come in, sir. I have very limited time.
M.F. Hussain had the audacity
accommodate
to
as many
only draw the
reactions as I
pictures
can.
of our Devi Devatas. He should have drawn his mother's picture.
Can I come in here?
Okay, Dr. Ranganathan.
Yes, first of all, to my good friend Kamruji, he is taking the example, selective example. He talks about M.F. Hussain who drew those pictures, which definitely, I can say, fornicating Indian goddesses and all sorts of things offended Hindu sensibilities. So I am for the free speech. But did Kamru Zaman ji stand with Nupur when she merely quoted the hadith? तब क्या हो जाता है इनको? तो selectively हर चीज को quote करते हैं. और number 2, मैं इसमें कहना चाहता हूं कि जिनको ये idiots कह रहे हैं, इन्होंने किसी का गला तो नहीं काटा ना? They were democratically protesting. They weren't stopping anyone from entering the temple. So Mr. Kamru Zaman even objects to that. What is harm in that? It is a democratic country. Everybody has a right to protest.
It is a democratic country. Everybody has the right to protest, and so does the individual to choose what they want to eat. Everybody has been given equal rights by the Constitution. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'd like to wrap up the debate on that particular note. Thank you for joining us.